It is time now for Games of the Week with Coach Big Pete. Polls are out. Make sure you check it on the article on deepdishfootball.com. Week 5 IHSA football season. We are ready to start. And there is more games that are canceled and postponed and all that other BS. What did you expect? Make sure you follow Coach Big Pete and Deep Dish Football on Twitter, Facebook, and Instagram. My email is coachbigpetefp@gmail.com. Also, quick reminder, September is Childhood Cancer Awareness Month. Please, if you like my work, feel free to leave a tip to St. Jude's Children's Hospital. That's St. Jude's Children's Hospital. They do a wonderful job. Kids that have been diagnosed with cancer, wiped out full debts and all that other stuff for bills, for cancer treatments. St. Jude's is just an absolutely wonderful place. Again, this month is Childhood Cancer Awareness Month. And quick reminder, Deep Dish Football Live, Wednesday night, 8 p.m. tonight. Two-page run and shoot with my co-host Patrick Cotto as we talk DuPage County football, 8 p.m. Thursday night. And 9 a.m. on Saturday, breakfast with Coach Big Pete talking about the IHSA football scores. Also, just two quick reminders as well, just to start talking about that I forgot to mention my video last week. Well, actually 3. First, Deep Dish Football Game of the Week for Week 7 is going to be a road trip to the Black Diamond Conference. I will be watching Johnston City take on Cesar Valor for the Black Diamond game. It's going to be a great game. I'm excited. Week 7, I'm finally coming to Black Diamond Country, so it should be a lot of fun. Also, just another quick reminder, I need those nominations for Deep Dish Football Player of the Night in the state of Illinois. I need those stats. After your game, if you have a kid, players, coaches, parents, if there's a player that had a huge game, send me an email, DM me via Twitter, Instagram, Snapchat, the whole shebang. Let me know on any big score, big stats. 5 touchdowns, 6 touchdowns. Last week, we had a kid score 8 touchdowns, quarterback out of Crete Monet. So, and I keep forgetting about this. Last one. So, from my understanding, and I got 2 emails. I got 2 emails in a DM. Someone asked me, is there a difference between an IHSA approved outlet and a non-IHSA approved outlet? And I can tell you this from firsthand. There's absolutely nothing. There's no such thing as an IHSA approved outlet. I don't know where everyone's getting that from. I haven't seen anyone say that they're an IHSA approved outlet. Does that mean you have a media pass? I got my media pass from the IHSA, so yeah, there's no really such thing as an IHSA approved media outlet. It's sort of a joke, actually a really big joke. So it is what it is. I guess some people are saying that they're IHSA approved media outlets. I think that's a little bit funny to me. But there is absolutely no such thing, and they're trying to just inflate their more importance when it's probably not true. So, big ego, what do you expect? All right, so let's get started, shall we? All right, for week 5, as I scroll down the schedule, here we go. All right. Mount Zion at Lincoln. Lincoln needs a big win this one. In the Apollo Conference, Genoa Kingston needs to get back on their horse after a tough loss to Bryan against the Rock Falls team. North Boone versus Bryan's a big game as well. That should be an interesting game too. For the Big 12 Conference, we got Normal Community, who's undefeated, taking on Champaign Central. Definitely, Norman Community is definitely, you got to keep an eye out for that team, no doubt about that. Centennial needs a win, and it's against a tough Peoria team. Peoria's only got 1 loss. I think Centennial's only got 2 losses. They're 2-2. Carmi White at Fairfield's a huge game in the Black Diamond Conference. Talking about the Black Diamond Conference. Johnston City at Flora. Huge game as well. Johnston City, if they get this win, it's going to be huge against a tough Flora team. Carmi White looking good this season, taking on a Fairfield team that got their loss in week 3, came back week 4, and they won. Definitely 2 games to watch out for in the Black Diamond Conference, no doubt about that. All right, and we go to the Cuyahoga Conference. Interested to see, especially how Chester's doing this upcoming season. I'm definitely going to keep an eye out for that game as well. Cuyahoga, that was in Illinois. Cuyahoga, Mississippi, Salem, Roxana, and Salem. I'm keep a very close eye out for Salem football this year. Definitely interesting team. Central Illinois Conference. Central A&M at Tuscola. That's a big game. Central A&M is looking good. Tuscola, they just came back with a win last week. St. Teresa's looking like an absolute beast right now in that 2A thing. They take on Clinton. For Central State 8, Springfield at Rochester. Springfield needs something. They got to do something because last week they got killed by Sacred Heart Griffin. Definitely an interesting game there. Vernon Hills at Deerfield. That's a big game. That's a huge game in the Central Suburban North. Vernon Hills just got their first loss to Hoffman Estates, if I'm not mistaken. So definitely check that game out as Vernon Hills takes on at Deerfield. Deerfield's looking great. Luke Jones, you got to keep an eye out for that kid. New Trier at Evanston. That's a very interesting game. Glenbrook South now is no, that's not a really good game. Maine South at Glenbrook North. I covered the spring game. It was mostly a blowout. So yeah, not that much there. We go in. Nope. Then we go into the Duquesne Conference. Glenbard North, the sweethearts of the IHSA right now. Glenbard North taking on their toughest challenge yet in Batavia Bulldogs. Glenbard North, if they get that upset, watch out. But that Batavia team is just too tough. Geneva at St. Charles North. That could be a tough game for St. Charles North. Don't laugh. Naperville Central versus Neuqua Valley is the big Naperville rivalry game. That's going to be the biggest game in the state of Illinois, no doubt about that. One of the biggest games in the state of Illinois. Neuqua Valley, oh my. Neuqua Valley is just unbelievable. Naperville Central's only got 1 loss. Interesting game. Naperville North at DeKalb. DeKalb lost to Matea Valley. Naperville North, they've only got 1 win. This is a big proving point game for Naperville North. Deep Dish Football overtime game of the week. Prairie Ridge versus Cary-Grove. Wow. Just wow. That is going to be a great game. I'm excited to be there Saturday afternoon as Prairie Ridge takes on Cary-Grove, the number 2 team in my rankings, against the number 3 team in my rankings in that class division. Huntley and Jacobs is 2 teams they need to win. Each team, one of those teams has to win. Well, they're going to win, but both those teams need that W for the playoff hopes. Prairie Central versus IVC is always a good game. St. Joseph, that's probably going to be a win. Tolino Unity versus Bloomington Central Catholic is always a tough game. That's another interesting game as well. Lyle at Coal City. Lyle's big game against Streeter. They beat Streeter. Now they take on the Kohlers. Kohlers are 2-2 if I'm not mistaken. Interesting game. Peatone, 1 loss against Wilmington, takes on Reed Custer at Reed Custer. Big game, big dog game. And Wilmington at Herscher is always a huge game, no doubt about that. LaSalle Peru at Sycamore, that's another big game as well. When we talk about LaSalle Peru's offensive line going against that side of Sycamore defensive line, that's going to be another interesting game as well. Canelan, Plano, big ups to Plano. They're a top 1 loss team, and you gotta respect Plano. They gave Richmond Vernon one hell of a fight. And we get into the Lincoln Conference. Arcola, still one of my teams. Cumberland had a tough loss to Arcola. Cumberland takes on Villa Grove. Very interesting in that conference. Avon takes on Keen. And on Weathersfield is another huge game in the Lincoln Trial. Two outstanding running attacks going against each other. Um, nope. That game got canceled due to COVID restrictions. Dunlap at Metamora is always a big game in Mid-Illini. Dunlap, stop sleeping on Dunlap. Morden at Washington. Washington had a tough loss. Morden, you got to keep an eye out for. They had a big win last week against Pekin, and Pekin takes on Canton. Buffalo Grove versus Prospect is one of the big year games. Buffalo Grove undefeated. We got to keep talking about Buffalo Grove, no doubt about that. Barrington at Hoffman Estates is an interesting game. Hoffman Estates, they're looking great again this year. Friend at Conant, interesting game as well. Definitely a game you got to check out. Highland at Troy is definitely an interesting game because Triad beat Civic Memorial. I'm keeping an eye out for the game. And Muscata at Jerseyville, another interesting game. Muscata, Chase Hansen on fire, no doubt about that. Not that really many good games in the North Suburban Conference. Hanahu takes on Boylan Catholic of Rockford. That's a little good game. Hanahu's just rocking it right now. They're a tremendous offensive line in Hanahu in Rockton, Illinois. Keeping a close eye on North Lake County, especially. I want to see. I'm definitely keeping an eye on those Grace Lake teams and also Lake Villa Lakes team as well. And Wakanda's just absolutely rocking it right now in the North Lake County county. Wakanda's absolutely killing it right now. Antioch and Wakanda's going to be a huge game. Definitely games to check out. Lena Winslow at Fulton, big game as well. Forston at Galena, another interesting game too. That game got canceled as well. All right. Farmington. Farmington. Keep an eye out for Farmington by the way in the Prairie Land Conference. Definitely a team you got to keep an eye out for as well. And Rushville too. Rushville, watch out for Rushville. Rushville, I believe, is undefeated if I'm not mistaken. Merrill Forsyth for Williamsville is the big game in the Sagamore Conference. You can sort of see that as the conference championship of the Sagamore Conference. No doubt about that. Pana, keep an eye out for Pana, by the way. Pana's looking good this year. Definitely don't sleep on Pana. No. I'm just looking at some of the games. Not looking good. As we get down to the S's in the conference. Oh, no. Harrisburg and Massac County. Harrisburg had a big win last week. Definitely against the tough team against Massac County, who had a loss to Murfreesboro. That's an interesting game. Harrisburg at Massac County. Definitely a game you got to keep an eye out for as well. Where's Cremoniu? Plainfield Central's looking good. They play a tough Juliet West team that I believe they still haven't won a game yet. So that's an interesting game. Manuka and Oswego is always a big game when we talk about the Southwest Prairie Conference as well. Oswego East, they're good. They couldn't play last week due to COVID restrictions. And Yorkville at Plainfield North, another game to look out for as well. Deep Dish football game of the week is Lincoln Way East at Bolingbrook. Can't wait. I'm excited for that game. Two great coaches, some of the best in the history of Illinois coaching. Both programs taking on each other. Definitely a game you got to check out for. O'Fallon at East St. Louis. That's a that's a big game in the Southwestern. No doubt about that. O'Fallon's looking to rock. East St. Louis is always East St. Louis. I'm excited for that game. How does O'Fallon's defense respond to that great East St. Louis offensive passing attack? Hull at Mendota. Interesting game in the Free Rivers, Mississippi Conference division. Princeton at Quinoa. Great game as well. Nope. South Elgin versus Glenbard East. I believe both teams are undefeated, if I'm not mistaken. That should be an interesting game, too. And we're going to get into the Vermilion Valley North Conference. And we get into the Vermilion North Conference. Clifton Central takes on Waseca. No, nah. OPRF at Hinsdale Central is always a compatible game. York versus Lyons Township. York is undefeated currently still. Sterling at Geneseo is always a big game in the Western Big Six. It's going to be even bigger. Two high-profile teams going against each other. Geneseo, they're fucking. I'm sorry. Apologize. Sorry about that. Geneseo always looking good against that Sterling team. This is a big first year for Geneseo as they take on Sterling. Brown County, Beardstown at Brown County. Interesting game as well. We go down even more. I don't know why you guys like me this article so much. You guys really like me looking at games. Got a lot of non-conference games here. St. Patrick at St. Rita. Interesting game. If St. Patrick can beat St. Rita, big game for them. Marengo at Morris. Tremendous game. Marengo and Morris, two ranked teams going against each other. Marengo, John Hulse, that's all you got. Josh Hulse, that's all you can say. Morris, they beat the brakes off of Woodstock last week. Definitely a game you got to keep an eye out for. Nazareth got their first win last week. Congratulations to Nazareth and Coach Racky. Quincy Notre Dame at Mater Dei. Wow. That's a huge game. Lyle Academy and the Fenwick. That's a big one right there. Gibson City at Eureka. I'm keeping a very close eye on Eureka. Do not sleep on Eureka High School. They could be interesting when this season. We got 5 more games left, and this is week 5. Looking for any other games. Nokomis at Edwards County could be an interesting game on Saturday. Nokomis is looking good this season. And we got another out-of-state game. That's great. That game got canceled. Dupec versus our Urbana is canceled. So that is it. Week 5. Games of the week. I don't know why you guys like this so much, but you guys are sick. But that is it. Make sure you check out Deep Dish Football live tonight, 8 p.m. Wednesday on the Deep Dish Football Facebook page. Follow Coach Big P and Deep Dish Football on Twitter, Facebook, Instagram. I'm on Snapchat. I'm everywhere. And my email is CoachBigPeteFP@gmail.com. CoachBigPeteFP@gmail.com. Make sure I have your information after the game. If there's any big stats or anyone had a big game, please let me know. Fans, players, coaches, media, whatever. Just let me know if a player had a big game. I don't care if it's 1A, 2A, 3A, 4A, 5A, 6A, 7A, or 8A. All of them. Let me know who had a big game. And also make sure you tweet at me your stats and your huddles by the end of Sunday night after the week. So, And also DuPage Run and Shoot show with my co-host Patrick Cotto at 8 p.m. on Thursday. Thank you so much. I can't wait to be at Bolingbrook. And then after that, going to be in Cary-Grove. Should be a fun time. I'm excited. And see you guys. Let's have a good week 5. And hopefully, no more of these COVID cancellations. But hey, there's not much that you can do. Thank you so much and have a lovely, lovely day, guys.